We back, man. Another episode of the Vision Podcast, man. Yo, Mill, too. I was thinking about this. Like, I know we cut it up in seasons, but I'm like, I want to do something special when we get to 100. I don't know where we at total yet.
We close. We close to 100. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we gotta do something special for that 100, man.
Definitely gotta do something special.
But man, I got a guest today. You know what I'm saying? The cast, everybody doing some things. So it's just me and Mill today. But I got a guest today, man. My man Hugo came up.
Oh man.
Hugo Hurt, man. Somebody I truly respect. I always say this, I stress this. I'm only gonna be talking to people I respect. Cause I did episode a couple episodes ago, and I talked about a situation where I had somebody up here, man, that I really didn't like. But I had to do it.
Yeah.
My partner, my best friend, who started this podcast with me, he was doing business with the dude.
Oh man.
And that was the hardest hour and a half I ever had to do, man, because I had to sit there and be fake. You feel me? That ain't really me, man.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
I really didn't care about nothing this dude had going on.
Nothing.
Nothing about him. I said, I'll never do that again.
Yeah.
Only people I truly got love for, respect,
Right.
I'm going to kick it with, man.
It's all good, though, to make compromises for your business partners.
For sure.
That was a compromise.
For sure, man. But how was your weekend, bro?
Weekend was great. It was monumental. And it was a great time, because I got to go visit my father's side of the family. And I haven't seen them for years, you know what I'm saying, since before my father passed. So it was good to get in touch with them. I got some history about my grandmother and grandfather from my eldest uncle. Yeah. And got to see cousins and aunts, lots of hugs and love. So it was a beautiful occasion.
That's dope. What about you, Mel?
Nah, weekend was dope, man. My wife celebrated her birthday, so we were celebrating her birthday this weekend.
Yeah, man.
We were supposed to go to Toronto, but we had to cancel that because of all of the wildfires and the smoke and everything. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, we gotta talk about that too.
Yeah. So we just kind of kept it low key this weekend. Took our son to the movies for the first time. He's 4, so he ain't never been to the movies yet. So and surprisingly, he did good. He did really good at the movies. Yeah, man. So it was real chill. And then I did something yesterday. I can't remember what I did yesterday. Oh, we just went out on the boat. You know what I mean? That was it. Yeah.
Now, we was talking off camera. I know you went to the Jay-Z show.
Oh, man. Legendary, dog.
What day was you there?
I went on the second day.
Okay.
The second day, yeah.
Was that the day with Eminem?
Yeah. I was supposed to go on the first day, too, but because my man had tickets for me, but I was DJing this industry event at Brooklyn Chop House. So that was Friday night. And I'm looking at my phone the whole time, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, everybody was there, you know what I'm saying? And so I went the second night, and then after the second night, I was just like, yo, I gotta go to third night. But I didn't end up going. And I'm kind of glad I didn't, even though everybody said that they had a good time. It started like 4 hours late, you know what I'm saying? People end up getting out of there till 3:30 in the morning, almost 4 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, I gotta get home, you know what I'm saying? But it was an amazing show, man.
Yeah,
amazing show. Yeah.
But now I heard, you know what I'm saying, of course I heard, a lot of amazing things about it. And, people gonna nitpick. And a lot of people were saying like, they was kind of upset that, State Property wasn't there, Mary J. Blige wasn't there. And
Mary J, she had her show in Vegas. She got a residency in Vegas right now. So her show was going on at the same time as this one was going on.
Yeah.
And he just had State Property at the
Roots joint.
He did State Property in Philly. Where Philly was at. That show was strictly about Hov and his 30 years.
Right,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that album, State Property, didn't exist when Reasonable Doubt was created.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what that album was about, and him coming out. He just brought State Property on stage. He just reunited with Beans.
But you know how these podcasters going. Everybody gonna have something to nitpick and say something about.
Everybody always got something to say about Hov, period, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
One of the other things I do want to add that I did this weekend is I was with Cuts at his 3rd annual Timeless Tunes appreciation brunch.
Okay.
So my god brother Cuss was also my DJ and one of my closest people in life. He had the celebration for that. So I actually got back just from the reunion just in time to go to that, then to be there to support him and be part of that. So I'll be putting pictures up on my social media this week from that.
That's my guy, man.
Yeah, shout out to DJ Kenny Cuss. Shout out to
him. I gotta get him up here too, man.
Definitely get Cuss up here. You're a lieutenant now.
Okay.
He's a lieutenant with the fire department, and he does all of the inspections for like all of the clubs, everything in this area downtown.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? All of the buildings. He did all of the inspections for what just passed, Taste of Buffalo.
Yeah.
Like all the tents, everything. Like so.
Okay.
Like he's
definitely
heavy.
got to.
So.
Man, Cuts got to come up here, man.
Yeah, shout out to
Come
DJ
kick it with
Kenny
me, man.
Cuts, man. Timeless Tunes, Frontline Entertainment, man.
Yeah. Y'all know I'm. Well, you'll know now, but you know I'm a conspiracy theorist, man.
Yeah.
Yo, listen. Government trying to kill us, man.
Why you say that, bro?
Government trying to kill us, man.
Why you say
Listen,
that?
they had us smoking on that Canadian Wild Pack, man.
Man, that shit was crazy.
Listen, now, I say that to say this, man. Okay, we got the Canadian wildfires going on. We breathing in all that. All this mystery smoke is hitting all the spots. Detroit. My man from people from Ohio was like, yo, it's so crazy. They had to dip and come up here to get away from it. They said the air up here was plush compared to what they was breathing in Ohio.
Wow.
So it's crazy. Detroit, same thing. Okay, so we got that, right? Mm-hmm. We got the uprise of HIV going on, right?
I didn't know
we
about
got
that.
sexually transmitted ringworm. You heard about that?
Never heard about that.
Yeah.
Damn, how you get ringworm from some box?
New sexually transmitted disease, right? Okay. Then we got killer ticks.
Killer, okay.
Yeah, you know the ticks is giving people the meat. Once you get bit by the tick, you can't eat meat no more. You heard about that?
I'm pescatarian anyway.
Okay.
Pause though. I'm pescatarian anyway. That's probably what a few people need. You need to pass some ticks out.
So I'm just at a point, man, where it's like you can't eat food no more. You know, food killing us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just at a point, man, like I just think they're trying to take us out, man. What's your thoughts on that? You don't think the government trying to kill us, man? I think they're trying to kill us.
I think it's not far fetched to believe that. Because you got to look at the fact, first of all, specifically, are we talking about the population control?
Yeah,
or just Black Americans? Or both?
Both.
Black Americans, government ain't never give a fuck about us.
Right.
So, no surprise there. Any type of way that they can that they can create to either keep us down, to keep us low, to kill us, to control our population, all that. They've been doing that since the 1700s.
Yeah, right.
As far as people killing us as people, of course, like we're overpopulated across the world. We're over 8 billion.
Right.
It's not supposed to be more than 500 million, I think, as a total for the whole world. We have there's so many people that we don't need. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I could see the government, like, any way possible we could knock a few people off fucking.
Yeah. Now, I'm a conspiracy theorist, dude. I'm not a flat earther. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of them dudes. But I don't believe we went to the moon. But we get... Maybe one day,
That's not hard to believe
I'm just
either.
saying. I don't really believe in dinosaurs. I don't believe in...
You gotta believe in dinosaurs. We got physical evidence of that.
I just don't know if they look the way they say they look, though. Because we don't got no evidence on that, though.
I mean, well, we got the skeletal structure. So aside from, like, you know, maybe how the ears looked or something, we got a good idea of that. But dinosaurs existed for sure. Like, we got bones. Like,
you think Jurassic Park, they look like that? You think they look like that?
That's a good estimate. It's a good idea. You know what I'm saying? But flat earther, nah.
I'm not a flat earther.
We see the other planets. We see the moon and stars. Everything's round. The earth is round. As far as
I just believe we in the firmament and we ain't never left here, man. I believe everything. I don't believe the sun is as far as they say it is, Hugh. I'm being honest with you, man. I don't.
I ain't been there. I can't argue with that.
You know what I'm saying? Because here's my thing. Sun come up, we can see it just like we see the moon, right? But the sun's supposed to be so many millions of miles away than the moon, right? How is that we get to see them the same way, though? I don't get that. And the stars and everything. I think all of this stuff is in the firmament with us, man. I think we've been lied to. That's just what I think.
I mean, yeah, we have been lied to about many things. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, just to dig deeper and so that the conversation isn't limited.
Yeah.
Like, I'm someone who, since I was probably in my late teens, was always studying, you know what I'm saying, what we've been taught and then learning more and more.
Right.
I was at the age of 27.
Relearning.
No, at 27, I was able to just totally disregard everything I learned.
Okay.
And relearn everything. And I learned that the intellectually elite are able to learn, unlearn, and relearn. And being raised how we raised in this time, we're right now in the age of Aquarius. So we have more information available to us than any other era of people have. You know what I'm saying? Like, our parents and our parents' parents, they was all programmed, you know what I mean, with religion. They was all programmed with you know, how to eat, what to eat. So many, and it goes further and further. You know what I'm saying? People were controlled. Now we're living in a time that we have so much liberty. And I mean, we have so much will, and there's really no reason to be ignorant at this point.
Right.
Now, as far as arguing theories, I don't argue opinion. You know what I'm saying? But as far as laying out facts and seeing what's factual, like, we got too many facts to be done.
Yeah. See, that's why I had you up here, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I that's why I respect you, man. The way you break things down, you always speak eloquent, man. You know what I'm saying? We all don't say "I mean" and you heard. You know what I mean? We can actually talk, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we do say "huh, man."
Yeah, we do say "huh, man." Nah, but shoot, man. Other than that, my weekend was pretty cool, man. I ain't do too much, man. Like I always do. I wind up at the mall. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite things to do in the world. You know what I mean? And man, just keeping it light, man. Staying out the way. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's it, man. But I want to get into this conversation, man. So just like any superhero, we gotta go to your origin story, man. How did it all begin? We got to go through the beginning. You know what I'm saying? What was life like for the young Hugo coming up? You know what I'm saying?
So the origin story, how did I become
I just become a superhero you are now, man.
I'm definitely an anti-hero.
Word.
So real quick, I was born in Buffalo.
Okay.
I'm the only one of my brothers that was born in Buffalo. Okay. So before I existed, my mother and father. So my mother was born in Buffalo. She grew up Jefferson Projects. My father is from Mobile, Alabama. They met in Alaska. My father was in the military. My mother was at the base helping her older brother take care of his children and stuff because she was trying to get out of Buffalo. She was young. It wasn't nothing going on here for her. And she was helping him because my uncle was recently divorced. So when she was there, she ended up meeting my father. You know what I'm saying? They got real acquainted, love. My father actually drove all the way from Alaska to Buffalo to ask my grandfather for my mother's hand in marriage in a brand new Malibu. And by the time he got back, they said he had one hubcap left, you know what I'm saying? But that's how they met. My older brother was born in Alaska, so Darnell was born in Alaska.
Okay.
I was supposed to have been born in California. My mother and father was stationed in Monterey, California at the time, but she had a lot of complications with my pregnancy. So my father sent her back here for my grandmother to take care of her. You know what I'm saying? Because my grandmother was a nurse. So I ended up being born here at Sisters Hospital. My little brother was born in California South Carolina when they were stationed there. And then I ended up living in Germany for about like 4 years in early part of my life. So I grew up traveling. You know what I mean? So that's something that definitely impacted my view of the world because it wasn't so closed-minded.
Yeah.
But I ended up back here in Buffalo at age 10. And then I've been locked into down the way in this ghetto shit since then. You know what I'm saying? But I grew up down the way. 31 Park, Sperry Park area. That definitely heavily impacted my social network and how I viewed the world and things that was going on. I never had any intentions or anything necessarily to be in the street because I come from, a working family and my father was a soldier, so that wasn't my intent. However, when going through high school, I did great in high school. I was senior class president, top 10 in my class. I got accepted to Morehouse with no SAT scores. However, we didn't have the money for me to go, so I ended up going to ECC my first semester just to get, some grades and some credits. First semester, in between first and second semester, I ended up getting robbed and shot going to a party.
Wow.
And that shit right there is what changed everything. Right there, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us don't realize that we are in survival mode. That right there sparked it. So from that moment, I never been, first of all, since 1982, September 3rd, I was born a G. I ain't never been a sucker. So I've been kicking ass since the 80s. I'm an 80s baby, you know what I'm saying? But during that time when someone was trying to rob me for some fly shit I had, I was willing to fight, but niggas wasn't fighting no more. You know what I'm saying? That right there changed me. So from that moment on, I'm like, I'm never going to be nobody's victim again.
Right.
That changed it. So after that, my next semester, I'm in school with pistols and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And it just continued to go there. And then just me being around the people I was around and just seeing what's going on, I started to realize, damn, everybody around me hustle. That's how niggas get money. I'm looking at dudes who I know didn't graduate school and wasn't as smart as me, driving better cars and having flyer shit. And it's like, as men, we know our existence is based upon competition. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to compete. So I'm like, nah, I'm gonna be fly, I'm gonna stay fly, I'm gonna get money too. You know what I'm saying? And it just went from that. And then also, at a young age, I always had cars, I always had jewelry, fly shit, because I worked and I stacked my money. I always been good with money.
Right.
However, I used to get harassed by the cops a lot. From age, I want to say 17. I started driving at like 17. I graduated high school. Yeah, I started driving like 16, 17. And I had a car and fly shit. So cops just always harassed me when I was doing everything I was supposed to do. Like I'm going to school, I'm working, I'm building my credit, I'm saving money. Like I'm not doing nothing wrong, but I'm constantly being harassed. I'm constantly being racially profiled. So after a while, and then after getting shot, it's like, yo, people already think I'm doing these things. I'm already being treated like I'm doing these things.
Yeah.
I might as well benefit from it and get some money. You know what I'm saying? And I'm watching people around me who I look up to, you know what I'm saying, shaking. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm about to wag too. So that's what started going into that. And I mean, that's what drove me into the streets. You know what I'm saying? And then, and like I said, it's my environment. My parents, you know, they were constantly, you know, working towards, you know, a better life for themselves and for us. But, you know, their experience at 16 to 26 was different than mine. You know what I'm saying? And it's just basically where I was at, man. It was like, yo, listen, I'm gonna be active too. Like this was going on. This was going on. Dudes is shooting and fucking boys up. Oh, can I cuss?
I mean, you already said a few things, man. We in there.
Bad.
We in there like somewhere. You good, man.
Okay,
I
don't want to use it. I'm gonna try to be conscious. You know what I'm saying? Not to use it.
No, you good.
But yeah, like, you know what I mean? Things was real outside.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, if I'm gonna survive, if I'm gonna be respected, I gotta participate at a high level.
Yeah.
And that's what was going on. And it just kind of went from there. But, you know, I started looking at people that I respected and that I admired and seeing what they were doing, and I started to make those adjustments.
Yeah.
So like, if I'm gonna hustle like this.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be active outside, if I'm gonna be running drills, I'm gonna run it like this. If I'm gonna carry something, I'm gonna carry this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then also just my experience as the child of a soldier. So I've always been on some militant shit since I was young. You know what I'm saying? So I've been like an urban weapons specialist since I was a kid. That's how I got the name Kurt the Hurt when I was young. I always had a knife, a weapon, a shank. Then it turned into Mac 11s, Ks, all numbers. I always had a trunk full of this, and that. I remember I let my mom use my car one time to because she wanted some more trunk space in the car I had for her. She worked at the church for the bereavement committee, and she needed to use my trunk. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. I totally forgot I had a duffel bag with like 2 guns, bullets, and a vest in it. You know what I'm saying? And I knew it the next day, like, oh, I know she gonna say something about this. And then she'd have asked me, like, Birdie, what was that bag in your trunk? And I'm like, well, you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? And, but that was just my experience. But it was always my goal and my plan for myself to go to college, get a good education, meet a good girl, be married by the time I'm 25, start a family, buy a house, you know, the American dream.
Yeah, right.
But, you know, because of where I was at and what was going on, I did, you know, start my music career, I think at like 23 or whatever, 23, 24.
All right, don't spin, let me stop you there. So when did the love affair for music happen?
All right, so that ties in with my street affair too. Yeah. So I'm in the streets just because I'm there. Yeah. And I say this all the time. A lot of dudes don't desire to be in the streets. It's just they go outside to play.
Right.
And unfortunately, dudes is playing Dope Boy and playing Gangbanger outside.
Right.
So it's like, you know what I mean? That's the games that's being played.
For sure.
So you just start participating.
For sure.
However, I always had a love for music. But my first love, honestly, a lot of people don't know this, before I developed my love for music, I was actually a thespian first. You know what I'm saying? So I was always into theater and acting since I was young. I mean, I actually wrote screenplays in high school and was planning on doing like a big play in high school. We just didn't have any support from the staff. Yeah. But my first love in the arts was as a thespian. My love for music definitely came when I was in Germany. Hearing, and shout out to Jermaine Dupri, hearing Crisscross. You know what I'm saying? Hearing Crisscross for the first time, seeing kids that look like me, my age, rapping. I thought it was dope. You know what I'm saying?
Was you rocking yourself to the back?
For a little second. You know what I'm saying? My mom gave us the freedom and liberty to do what we wanted as youth. So that was a blessing. First it was Crisscross. Then it was you know, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Right.
My house was real Christian, so it was limited the amount of hip hop we was able to listen to. And at that time I was living in Germany. Okay. So we was only really hearing mainstream hip hop when we could during the hours or so that music was being played on the TV. We only had one channel over there. When I came back, my brother introduced me to Onyx. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Then learn about Wu-Tang, all of that. Then Biggie changed it for me. Like Biggie, I'm still a huge Biggie fan.
For sure.
I always was a fan of Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was a small fan of Jay-Z, I was a fan of Jay-Z. I remember looking at magazines like, why they not putting Jay in this shit? You know what I'm saying? Hove, AZ. I wasn't a big Pac fan because I was from the East Coast and I was loyal to the soil. But he was undeniable as far as his passion and influence in music. You know what I'm saying? So later on, when I listened to him later, it was like, yeah, dude was dope as hell. You know what I'm saying? Eminem. major Eminem fan. As an MC, anybody that denies Eminem is just a hater.
So when did you say, okay, I'm gonna start putting the
It was high school. I started writing little raps, and I'm like, yo, this shit alright. You know what I'm saying? It was high school. And then, honestly, when I seen Lil Wayne, wobbity wobbity drop it like it's hot.
So like what grade we talking? Like
15, I was sophomore year.
Sophomore
year.
Because for me, when I first started, writing songs and figuring I was nice, you know what I'm saying? Because I was getting, the girls' attention. I was like 9th grade. That's when it started. Yeah, that's when
14 is when you really become aware.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's when you become aware of the world, what you like, what you're into.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At 14. So it was 14, 15, DMX, all of that. You know what I mean? So it was that age, and I started writing raps then, but I didn't officially start my music career to 2006.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, prior to that, remember I ended up, one of the first times in studios with you.
Yeah.
I ended up writing a song, and I thought the verse was raw. He didn't put it on the song. He like, this.
No, you know what's crazy? Because I was thinking, like, before I joined, I'm like, yo, me and your brother, we go back to about 99. That's when Larry first started, running around. And I got to say this about your brother. Larry always been one of the most genuine, good-hearted people I think I've ever met. You know what I'm saying? He always... we champion my music, early on, always was like, yo, my man is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Always still that way to this day, man. That's my guy, man. And I remember you was mad young, you know what I'm saying? When I first started, rocking out with your brother, running around the studios and stuff like that, man. So
mad skinny with braids.
Yeah. So, okay. So when did you do your first, when did you get in the studio and really start on your music? And
so the first time, it's so funny, the first time I ever recorded a verse was with A.K. Reed.
Okay.
At his house.
Shout out to A.K. Reed.
And I think, I don't know where he stayed at. It was way up. I want to say Jasper Projects. If I'm not mistaken, he was on a whole nother part of town. But I went to high school with A.K. Reed.
Yeah.
And Johnny, my boy Johnny Rebel. I forgot his rap name. Johnny Rebel. He... was familiar with AK, and then actually took me there to record. And that's the first time I recorded.
Yeah.
I wish I still had that verse, because that shit was raw then. You know what I'm saying? I remember rapping then and pulling up on AK then.
Yeah.
And he saw me, he knew me from high school. He was older than me. He hadn't seen me since I was probably 15, 16.
Yeah.
Then when he seen me later on, when I'm 19, I'm pulling up, car tinted out, beats, bass, hopping out, lawn chain. He like, oh shit,
right.
He like, damn, you really living this shit you rapping. I'm like, I thought we all was.
Right.
But yeah, that was the first time rapping, and then coming to the studio with you, and then later on. But I want to say probably 2004, 2005 is when I was like, yo, you're nice. Well, I told myself and believed myself.
Yeah.
Actually, it was my cousin Bobby too. I rapped for my cousin Bobby one time, and he was like, yo, he's older than me, and he was like, yo, dude, you nice. Like, yo, you need to do this. And I want to say probably 2005 when I was really like, yo, I'm gonna put everything I got into this music shit. And shit, if I don't make it, then it wasn't meant to be. But if I don't put everything I got into it and really push it, then I'm gonna go to the grave uncertain.
All right, so I'm gonna take you back here. So in the beginning, when we first starting in our feet wet in the studio and stuff like that, there's always obstacles, whether it's studio time, because studio time you had to pay for.
Right.
Getting beats.
Right.
Was those some of your obstacles that you had, what you was faced with early on, or you was kind of good with the beats and the studio time and all of that?
It really wasn't, because for me, I'm quick to sacrifice something I believe in.
Yeah.
So paying for studio time wasn't an issue. I would say one of my issues really was life, just like right now, because when it comes to music, for me, it's a constant audio biography, and it's hard for me to it has been hard for me, and I mean not project that any longer, but it had been hard for me to go focus on music and do music when everything else I'm dealing with is turmoil. You know what I'm saying? And then it's also I didn't never really have a real team. It was always just me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's I become overwhelmed.
Word.
And then finally when I did develop a team, and that leads into what's going on now, when I did develop a team, fucking natural disasters that happened. I ended up catching the case when I had 20 people with me.
Yeah.
I did every show in Buffalo. I did every college in Buffalo, started getting paid shows. You know what I'm saying? Getting my videos and directing my videos and getting them on DVDs and getting on the radio and getting heavy radio play. Kurt the Hurt and the whole front line. Yeah. All that shit was lit. And then I took a crazy financial loss. You know what I'm saying? And then I ended up resorting back to activity that I should have left in the past, end up catching a crazy case and then doing 5 years, and then just threw everything off. And I'm saying it's that definitely devastated my career young.
Yeah.
And then coming back home since then, it's just been, you know, trying to get motion. You know what I mean? I did my whole Cypher Saturday series. I did a Down the Way anthem that, you know, the hood loved and respected. And I've had a lot of different, you know what I'm saying, different sparkles of motion happening. But then it's like, you know, things are happening. And then also me, I want to do things at a higher caliber.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, like, we're too grown. We're not going to go viral dancing in our room. You know what I'm saying? We got to create something of high quality and put it out and have a marketing budget for it. So, but things like that have, you know, stopped my consistency.
Yeah. So, if you had to talk to somebody, because there's a young, inspiring Hugo out there, you know what I'm saying? That probably dealing with that same dichotomy, far as like streets, music.
Right.
I had to deal with that because I had a crew. You know what I'm saying? Music crew. We was called Music Mafia.
Yeah.
It was a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? You know, some singers, some rappers, and there was a couple cats that just wouldn't leave the streets alone.
Right,
I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like early on, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I was running around with your brother, Larry was running around with me when I was just doing in the demo phase before Bad Boy, before I started writing songs for different people. You know what I'm saying? That phase, that's when I had my, you know, my music crew.
Right.
And I used to tell him like, yo, if we really want to do this, you got a choice to make.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what would you say to that young dude out there that say, okay, I wanna do this music thing, but I'm eating over here. Yeah.
Oh man. Because I can't be I mean, I don't want to. What's the word I'm saying?
Hypocritical?
Yeah, I don't want to be hypocritical.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this: like, you got to be extremely careful with what you're doing. And I'm saying, like, a lot of people forget when you're in the streets and you're doing certain things, especially as far as making money. People forget it's illegal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they just become so candid with their activities. And especially nowadays with the internet, you know, they're posting everything, doing everything. You gotta look at what you're doing as a temporary situation. Definitely don't risk your freedom. Don't get your money messed up and go pistol whipping nobody, robbing nobody. I did that. That's wrong. Don't do that. Because now, you know what I'm saying, gonna do bad time. I know scamming is real heavy right now. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I got caught up in that and I lost hella money and had to do time for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're gonna be in the streets, use that as a quick stepping stool to get yourself in a good financial position. You know what I'm saying? Then also use that to build your credit. You know what I'm saying? Use the money to build a business to create income that you can use that to finance your music. But don't just be out here risking your freedom behind bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I did that when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? I risked my freedom behind bullshit to misplaced loyalty. And just remember what your goal is. And to constantly work towards that. You know what I mean? Definitely.
And that was another reason why I wanted you to come up here today, man, too. I mean, definitely, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to definitely, kick it with you because, it's been a minute since we really, sat on the powwow. But other than that, man, it's just, I respect the resiliency. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't understand, like, just to make it, not even just in entertainment, but just in life, you got to be resilient, man.
Gotta be.
You are like,
gotta be.
And we talked about it off camera, but I want to get into, like, tragedy. Like, people don't understand, like, people see you smile, or people see you with just some chains on. They see you with some money and things of that nature. Living cool, whatever. But people don't understand what's behind the smiles and the things that you had to go through. You know what I'm saying, to endure to get to this and that and the third. Like in 2020, I had a stroke. 2020, my wife died. You know what I'm saying? But when people see me today, they can't tell. Can't tell I had a stroke. They can't tell. You know what I'm saying? But it's about being resilient. You feel me? And that's really how you make it in life. Not just, we talk to different, like I said, artists, businessmen like yourself, because that's another thing. Not only are you, a rapper and things of that nature, you're a businessman as well. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna get into all that. But my thing is, tragedy hit you, because I remember when it hit you because I reached out to you because I didn't have nobody to talk to. I was the only one that ever went through that. I still got my mom, still got my dad, so having my sons in a situation where their mother died, you know what I'm saying, it's like, I don't even really know how to even relate because I got my mom still. So it was like, that was something I never, it was the hardest thing in the world to deal with, you know what I'm saying, and press through. So how did you deal with, because that was your fiance, right?
Yeah. She was my fiance.
Yeah.
But aside from fiance, that was like the last thing she was.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? She was my best friend.
Right.
She was my support system. She was my muse
Yeah.
as far as clothing and as a model. She was also my photographer.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, I ain't never needed nobody for help in the streets with nothing, but it became to a point where she was watching my back in ways that I couldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so just to backtrack, I've been losing friends since I was 14. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like death and losing people wasn't anything that was new to me.
Yeah.
But it hurts every time, especially when it's someone close to you.
Yeah.
But with Big Baby, it was just so crazy because it's like, man, our relationship has so many caveats. I met her right before I went to jail the first time.
Yeah.
I was at it was my birthday. Me and my boy E-Rocks was at a Jay Holiday concert. And I met her there. I was just in there, I'm capping the chicks. I pulled like 4 numbers that night, you know what I'm saying?
Good night.
Yeah, good night, you know what I'm saying? I still in contact like, oh, you know what I'm saying? But it was a good night, and I was seeing this pretty girl walk by, and you know, and I just capped her, got the number,
Yeah.
I mean, no biggie. And then we started talking, but at that time I was super busy because I was preparing for a show I was about to do, Buffalo United, when I had myself and all like the top rappers in the town doing a show. It was like one of the first shows like that. And I was so busy with that, I didn't have time to talk to her when she called me, but I told her, I said, yo, I got this going on. I don't want you to think that I'm not interested in talking to you, but I got this going on. As soon as I'm done, though, we could kick it.
Yeah.
And so I did, and we started kicking it, and she was just so dope to me. Like her personality, her sense of humor, and she was so dope. And but then also at the time, she had just recently started her walk with Christ. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to be having you out here backsliding because I'm on bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm outside. So I just friend zoned her. You know what I'm saying? I ended up friend zoning her, right. Which was cool. But then I ended up going to jail right after that. And I knew I had that going up, but I didn't understand the legal system like that at the time.
Right.
You know, I was believing my parents and my own God's going to make a way. I didn't understand once you take a plea, nigga, you getting smacked. So, you know what I'm saying? I never told her about what happened. I didn't tell a lot of girls about what happened. Until they ended up calling my phone, my mom answering like, yo, he's actually about to do 5.5 years.
Yeah.
And but you know, she got my information, reached out to me. She sent me letters. I still got the letters she sent me when I was locked up.
Yeah.
And this is what was that 2000 when I go to jail 2008. There's letters from 2008. I got those. Those are some of my most prized possessions. And she came to visit me. Came to visit me with my dad and my grandmother. She was one of the last girls to meet my grandmother. Her and my grandmother are the same zodiac sign. They're both Aries. So when I came home from jail, you know, she was dealing with somebody, this and that, and you know, she ended up telling me when I was in jail too, she ended up getting pregnant and having her son Avery. And I'm like, damn, how you get pregnant at church, bro? You was going to church? What type of services y'all got going on? But you know, we maintained the friendship until I want to say 2014. Reached out to her just to see how she was doing. I was actually dealing with another tragedy. I tore my ACL meniscus, so I'm on crutches. Less than 90 days after coming home from jail. Outside with my cousin at the club fighting. I'm big and diesel, threw the wrong punch, missed, tore my whole shit up. But we started talking, and then it started off as like, you know, a friendship, and then it grew into a loveship, and then it became a 3-year situationship that we both was comfortable with until we grew into an exclusive relationship. So she was my friend for 15 years. We dealt with each other for 9 years. She ended up becoming like my girlfriend officially for 6 years. And then we ended up living together for 4 years. She was the only girl I've ever lived with besides my mother. You know what I'm saying? And her son Avery, you know, his father had no interest in being involved in his life. And I remember it was a point in time when Big Baby told me, she was like, yo, this before we was even officially together. But she was like, yo, you're the realest man I know. Her father wasn't involved in her life. His father's not involved in his. Her older brother, who she loves and respects dearly, and who's become a brother to me, he lives in California, so there's no men around. And she was like, yo, if anything ever happens to me, I want you to raise him. I want him to be like you. And she actually told Flutie too when he was young, prior to Avery, his name's Avery, but I named him Flutie. But she had told him when he was young, when he started asking, like, you know, who's my dad, where's my dad? She was so dope. She had told him, like, you know, some kids are blessed that they have their fathers in their home and in their lives. She's like, but, you know, you're extra special because one day we're going to pick a father, you're going to be able to help pick a dad. You know what I'm saying? Like how dope is that to tell a kid? You know what I'm saying? So as we was in our situationship, I remember her telling me, like, you know, I love what we have, but I'm not trying to give you any ultimatums whatsoever, but I have to start really dating with intention. Like I have to, you know, provide my son with a father. I got to make sure that I'm building this family and stuff. And I was blessed that, I'm just coming home from jail. I really wasn't trying to be wrapped up with nobody like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, us dating and being around each other, she got to see how dope I was. I got to just see how dope she was. And then it got to a point where, you know what I'm saying? It was like, I'm not letting this go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not letting no one else get this woman that's this dope.
Right.
And I hate when people say, or, people tell you, oh, like if a man wants you, he'll know in 30 days, 90 days. Nah, you don't. Sometimes it takes you to grow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It takes that man to grow and that woman to grow. And we grew with each other.
Yeah.
And that's why our relationship was so strong, because we went through a lot of, ups and downs and growth and patterns and stuff. She had to learn how to get out of her survival stage that she was in, and the level of aggression she would have when we had a verbal disagreements.
Yeah.
And I'm saying I had to tell her, you don't have to be that fiery. You ain't got to be that rough. You ain't got to talk to me like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not threatened. I'm not here to threaten you. I'm here to support you. I'm here to love you and protect you, and vice versa.
Right.
And she grew as a woman with me, and I grew as a man with her. So like, when it got to the point, and then also with my music, she's somebody who always supported me.
Yeah.
And she even told me at a time, she's like, I know you used to always having chicks and shit, nigga, but you're 30-something, and they ain't gonna support you like this. And I'm like, no, I always got bitches supporting me. Nah, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? It was real. And like I said, it was ups and downs with music and times of me being active and not active, but like anything I did, she was there and she supported. And she used to write, Baby used to write. Yeah. Like I got some of her songs, and like she was on some A Boogie shit. She was on some like, totally inspired by Lauryn Hill. You know what I'm saying? Like she was dope as hell, and she would tell me sometimes like, nah, take that out, put this in, or you're not saying this right. You know what I mean? So it was like having a woman that, critiqued me, loved me, and that I constantly learned from. It was such a blessing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she was classy, and she had a good reputation.
Right.
And she was talented. So like having that, and then growing into that, to the love affair that we had and the friendship we had, and to the point where now I'm finally back to get back to my music again. I'm in a good space. We got the studio. I got money put up. We're about to make this shit happen. And then boom, the pandemic happened. Yeah. And then, my brother, love him, you know what I'm saying, but moving faster than normal, end up doing some shit. We got a bunch of money, but end up catching a Fed case, and end up getting raided. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, you really don't know who's there for you until you really go through some shit.
That's a fact.
And I went through a lot of shit, but like getting raided by the feds, again, having your girl come outside, I didn't realize she went outside first before me, just so that I would have more time to get things in order and prepare. But at that time, I hadn't even been hustling for a while, so I'm looking to put shit up I ain't even got, you know what I'm saying? But, she went outside before me, and then they took me into custody and, questioned her, and she ain't say shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then, our accounts got raided. I lost like my stock account. I had like 178,000 in my stock account. And I'm saying they took our business accounts that had money in it we made, plus the money that we got from them on some PP shit. And then, just losing so many things, took in all our devices, all of that shit. Luckily, I had funds in other places. But during that time when I was at my lowest and financially, she couldn't wait to help. She couldn't wait. She would like, here, I'm gonna take care of all the bills. Here, I'm gonna cash up you some money. Here's $200-300, so you ain't even gotta ask you. You know what I mean? You got money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That right there showed me like I made the right investment in who I decided to be with. And she was so dope. And then, finally when I got past that and I got into a position where I'm like, I don't give a fuck what's going on. We gonna make it happen. We gonna win. We this and that. And I remember hearing her talk to her brother about it, because her sister had to stay with us for a little bit because her mother had an issue at her house. And her brother asking her, what did Hugo think about Alea staying with? She like, yo, he don't care about nothing. She like, whatever the problem is, he's gonna fix it. I mean, whatever the issue is, he's gonna take care of it. And she's like, everything's good. And like hearing your girl have that much confidence in you gives you even more confidence. You know what I'm saying? And then as soon as we got back to, the new video I'm about to put out, the new music, and we're about to reboot my Poverty Sucks album and put that out. And the video she helped me shoot. And that day I'm preparing to do a big a video debut at the studio. One of the last texts I got from her was a kitschy face and the Cash App to help pay for like the food and I'm saying the concessions and stuff. And I got home and she had did her makeup and she had her pajamas on, and she was like, how do you think I look? And I remember all the time, like I didn't say to her that she looked beautiful, but like I smiled at her and she knew how I felt. But a lot of times when you're with a person, you don't know that this is some of your last moments consciously. And I remember, she always dealt with asthma throughout her whole life. And that last year, though, had become increasingly more volatile. Prior to that night, we had rushed her to the hospital like 3 times in those months leading up to that. And she had thought she had got a hold on her asthma, and the next thing you know, she's having trouble breathing. And she asked me to carry her. I carried her upstairs and took her upstairs and put her in a room just to get away from like the heat downstairs and the dogs and everything.
Yeah.
And I told her like, call me if you need me. Went downstairs to cut my hair and prepare for what we were doing. Next thing I know, I'm like, oh damn, I gotta take this weed upstairs. I had like 2 pounds because she was about to start her own strand of weed up in Niagara Falls. Shout out to Niagara Falls, love Niagara Falls. Big babies from Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls always show me love. Niagara Falls, love y'all. And she was about to start her her own strand up there, and I had brought her like 2 pounds home, but to see which one she liked.
Yeah.
And I went upstairs to give it to her, and she was dead in the middle of an asthma attack. You know what I'm saying? But I had also realized I didn't have my phone on me. I had left it upstairs. I didn't realize with her, so I ran upstairs. I was only away from her maybe like 8-9 minutes. Come upstairs, she was dead in the middle of an asthma attack. And she was like down there hanging out the window trying to get my aunt's attention, who was outside. But she couldn't even talk. Wow. And it's like I grabbed her and I looked on the bed and I see my phone like sliding off the bed, and she had called me first. And then called 911. And it's like, these are the things that still enter my mind sometimes where like, you know what I'm saying? And, I rushed her downstairs, called 911, they came. Some of the firefighters was familiar with her because I had been to the house before. Ambulance came, but it was on some bullshit like, oh, is it drugs? Like, it's not a drug, it's asthma. And I still, I don't want to sit and blame anyone because, we're here now. But I felt like they should have moved a little faster.
Yeah.
And she ended up losing consciousness. I remember like I'm sitting there holding her, telling them like, yo, she's in an asthma attack. And I remember she just like closed her eyes and hugged me and like took her last breath and just like passed out. And that's the last time she was conscious.
Wow.
And like dealing with that, watching them work on her on the floor. Then they take her to the hospital. Yeah. She had lost consciousness in and out. They put her in a induced coma. And then there's like, they're going to wake up the next day because her body had so much damage. And went home, went to my studio, let everybody know that, we wasn't having a thing that night and what was going on, but I'm worried. But it just felt different. But the next day they called me from the hospital. So I'm thinking they're telling me, hey, we let her out the coma, she's doing fine. They start telling me to let her out, and it was, damage to the brain, this and that. And it's just like, what are you saying to me? You know what I'm saying? Right. Then going to the hospital to see her and just, them telling me what happened, what was going on. And it's like, experiencing that, I'm just like, this can't be real. You know what I mean?
Word.
And just all of that. I had just took Flutie to my mom and dad's house that night. Me and her was looking forward to having a good weekend alone and celebrating everything that was going on. And here I am out there trying to explain to Avery what being brain dead means. You know what I'm saying? So that right there, that whole experience, that whole process, like, is still traumatic.
For sure.
The only thing that gives me strength is in the fact that Big Baby was like very spiritual. She and I, that's another thing that made us close. When we first met, we were both Christian. When we got back in touch with each other and rekindled our friendship, we was both in a space of spirituality and digging deep into our history and understanding. So we had a spiritual connection that was deeper than just a friendship or relationship. So and she always knew, people who knew her very closely, her friends knew, she always said that since she was young, she knew she was gonna die young.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like knowing those things, and these are things she shared with me and we talked about. Yeah. And just her being there to protect me and me there to protect her, and just knowing that she trusted me as much as she did. That's why I had such a such motivation, and it was just such a fire to get full custody of Flutie right away. Like, I was entrenched in the custody battle immediately after her passing. And it took me 2 years to get full custody. And then I finally just completed the adoption. That's dope. Which was always our plan. You know what I'm saying?
I saw you post that on that's dope.
That right there, I feel like one of my biggest accomplishments in life. That's dope. It's to her. You know what I'm saying? Keeping my word to her, keeping my word to him. Because along with her choosing me to be Flutie's dad when he was like 7 years old, he asked me to be his dad. I mean, he started asking her mom, who's my dad? Who's gonna be my dad? He asked her, like, what's up with Hugo? Can he be my dad? You know what I'm saying? So, like, me raising him and taking care of him is a individual and a collective promise that I have, and a responsibility that I have to them together, to her individually and to him individually. Yeah. So, like, becoming his father on paper is one of my, I would honestly say, one of my greatest accomplishments.
Oh, man, that's a heavy story, man. That's heavy, but it's so similar to mine. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like when you said you saw them working on her. You know what I'm saying? The same thing happened to me. Like, my wife died of cancer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you told me.
So the night it happened, it got so bad to the point where, she couldn't make it up the stairs. So we had a hospital bed set up for her downstairs.
Right.
So I remember she was complaining to me one night because, I had to be the one to get, at the time, my oldest now, he graduated college, but at the time, he was still in high school, and then my youngest, he was, grade school, whatever. So I had to get my youngest together in the morning because she couldn't do that type of stuff, you know what I mean? So I would try to, because I got to get up at 6, so I would kind of go to bed kind of early. So this one night, she kind of complained to me. She was like, "You just going to leave me down? You ain't going to sit out here and watch these?" I said, "Well, it's like 2 in the I'm like, I got to get up at, you know what I mean?" So I said, "You know what? I'm gonna sit up tonight." You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna battle through. I'm just gonna sit up with her. You know what I'm saying? And so I did, and everything was cool. You know what I'm saying? She was, this was around like it's October we in, and she was kind of already getting things ready for Christmas. She was already, ordering stuff on the joint and everything. We was talking and everything, and it got to be probably 3:30, 4 in the morning. I was like, I'm gonna go up so I can get up. So I go upstairs, everything, kiss her and go upstairs. And next thing I know, because her parents stay next door, her father would always come over in the morning and, because he, old people get up mad early.
Yeah.
So he would come over and check on her. Man, knocking on my joint frantically. And then I go down there and they downstairs, working on her, man. She gone.
Who found her? Father found her?
Yeah, father found her. You know what I'm saying? So I go downstairs and they working on her, you know what I mean? So I'm like, man, wow. You know what I mean? I'm just sitting there dumbfounded because I'm like, I just was talking, you know what I mean? And everything just hit me at this moment. I'm like, then my youngest son come down. He said, my oldest son, he was at his man's house, you know what I'm saying? So he came later. And then, I go upstairs and then my youngest son, he crying frantically. And I'm just like, yo, this is too much, man. This is, you know what I mean? It's crazy real. And, of course, my faith in God, God, that's the thing I linked on to get me through. You know what I mean? But people don't understand, and and that's why I reached out to you, because a lot of people, I hate when people will come to me and be like, "Yo, I understand what you're going through." No, you don't. If you never been through that, if you ain't never seen your loved one dead on the, you know what I mean? You don't understand that.
You can
feel me?
sympathize, but it's hard to empathize.
Yeah, you can sympathize, but you don't understand that, man. It's a different type of, and people ask me, "Yo, you all right?" Nah, man, heck no, I ain't all right.
I'm fucked up.
I'm messed up, man. You know what I mean? Nah, I ain't all right, man. So, man, I'm thankful that you shared that story, bro, because, that's what I want people to, and that's really my joy of doing this podcast, man, because it's like, I've known you for years, but it's not like we talk every day and nothing like that. Right. But it's like, when I watch certain interviews, what really get me, because it could be an artist, right? And I don't, I might hear one of their songs, I'm like, all right, cool. But then I hear them talk and they get to tell their story and it make me a fan of them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I want people, after they leave this interview, I want people that even the ones that think they know you,
right,
know you after this.
I'm
like, okay.
inside.
Because it's real, man. Like, this platform that we created here, it was mainly because, when I came up and I was doing music, we had all kinds of different platforms. We had Unity Day, we had the Armory, we had so many different ways to, to get our music out there and do our thing. Now this generation, not so much. It ain't really that many outlets for them to really get out here and showcase what they got. Right. So this is one of the, I was like, I want to be the change that I want to see. You feel me?
For sure.
I want to, have a platform where people can come up here, because you ain't got to be Chris Brown or Beyonce. Everybody got a story.
Right.
And sometimes these stories are the most influential, because these, you know what I'm saying? People probably walk by you every day and don't understand the nuances of who you are and what make you you. They might see you in the club throwing bottles and think, oh, that nigga always had it. Don't understand
I ain't throwing
the
no
wins,
bottles,
the losses.
I'll buy 2 drinks. I'll buy 2 drinks.
This thing come with tragedy, and like you said, man, going to jail a couple times and losing loved ones and friends. Like, dude, you to be celebrated, man. Because I'm gonna tell you, a lot of stuff like that, man. People go into depression and lose it and never be the same, and don't come back. People got to understand, like, yo, you a different kind of animal when you can persevere and go through that and still be okay and still manage, like you said,
still help others.
Yeah, like you said, adopting the the young king you got and all that. And that's people need to hear that, man, and be inspired to say, okay, if he went through that, Ty went through that, maybe I can get through.
And that's one of the things too. I do specifically with that, as far as with Flutie, because like we already have such a negative stereotype on us in our community for Black fathers.
Yeah.
But that the rest of the world looks at us, and it's like they're not aware of our history in America on why so many Black fathers weren't present.
Yeah.
They're not aware of welfare and how they made the women kick the man out the house. They're not aware of mass incarceration. They're not aware of drugs and gangs. They're not aware of the of Jim Crow and how Black men was getting snatched up off the streets. You know what I'm saying? And thrown into prison for the rest of their life for trying to go get a job. Like that, we've been having the father snatched away from us since we got to this country.
That's a fact.
Then yes, you do got a lot of fuck boys out here. You know what I'm saying? But
for sure.
A lot of times I will honestly say too, the women, when you're procreating, you got to be selective on who you're dealing with.
That's a
you know what I'm
fact.
saying? You're not going to get a tree to walk. So, but for the fathers that are out there, that are present, that want to be present, and some of them who unfortunately have toxic, controlling, crazy baby mothers who are trying to keep them out their child's life, I encourage them to fight. Go out there and fight for your kid. Go to court.
Yeah.
Like if I can get full custody of Flutie, I'm not his biological father. Me and Big Baby wasn't legally married yet. And we had intentions to do it our way anyway. We wasn't going to go marriage license. We was going to do it our way anyway.
Yeah.
But for me not to be none of that, and I had two grandmothers, you know what I'm saying, the fraternal and the maternal grandmothers tried to come and take him. You know what I'm saying, legally try to do it by force and try to do it through the courts. If I was able to slap box both of them, and I was fully prepared that if I'd lost custody to take him to Panama until he was 18 and I come back and go to jail then. But I wasn't letting them get him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, knowing the toxicity that he was going to be surrounded by.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, out of my love and respect for Big Baby, like, nah, I'm going to do what we said we was going to do. If I could do that, and then in the middle of a Fed case, because the grandmother brought that up in court. Oh, he's going to jail. He got a Fed case. He did time. They tried to bring up all of that. And then even when I went to go get sentenced, like I was blessed. Shout out to Judge Sinatra, Federal Judge Sinatra. You never really gonna hear too many dudes say this who have Fed cases. Shout out to Judge Sinatra, Federal Western District Court Judge Sinatra, who was the judge in our federal case. When I went to go get sentenced, Big Baby died throughout my federal. We caught our case in 2020, September 10th, 2020. Big Baby passed away between I would say February 5th, 2022. I went to go get sentenced in 2024. Yeah, in 2024, right after my brother did in November. So the judge delayed my sentencing. At sentencing, we're there to get sentenced. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's what we about to do?
Let's knock it out.
He told me he brought up the fact he knew I was trying to adopt Flutie. And he said, I didn't want your sentencing to affect your adoption. So how much time do you need to do the adoption? My lawyer at the time didn't know. We all shocked. The DA, everybody shocked. Yeah. And my lawyer was like, what I've been told under, ideal circumstances, maybe 90 days, if we can do this is not. The judge postponed my sentencing 3 times for a total of 9 months to give me time to adopt Flutie.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him for that. And then even when I went to go get sentenced, unfortunately, the judge in the adoption, she ran me through the ropes to get this adoption. They kept asking me the same questions. They asked about my criminal history. They want to know how I made money. All just so many things they did that they just delayed the adoption. However, I persevered through all of that. And then finally, when it was time for the adoption and they got all the information they need, they said, we're not going to finalize it until you get sentenced, until you go to jail. Yeah. Why y'all could have been said that? You know what I'm saying? So when I went back for sentencing again, I told the judge, like, yo, they bullshitting. I need to get this over with. And he sentenced me. He didn't even want to give me jail time. It was a DA that wanted to give me jail time. Yeah. They were bloodthirsty for jail because they was part of the task force from DC. They flew in every time we had court. Yeah. And he even said it. He said, the man trying to adopt his son, the man hasn't, got in trouble. I actually got shot while I was on probation and throughout this. I stopped a home invasion and took 2 bullets in the back in 2023. You know what I'm saying? So the judge brought that up. He like, you know what I'm saying? And the DA still wanted time. So he was like, all right, y'all want some time here? 2 months. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go do 2 months, which I was grateful for. Because originally, when they first offered the first plea, it was 8 years.
Yeah.
Tell them crackers holler at me when y'all sober. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful to the judge for looking at the case and using his discretion and seeing that, you know, it was just a messed up situation and that and just being extremely lenient and conscious to what was going on. So shout out to Judge Sinatra. Shout out to my lawyer. But if I could go through all of that, go do my time. You know what I'm saying? Did 2 months and I ended up being in the box half of the time I was in there because of my bunkie. Just like it was this year started off at hell. You know what I'm saying? And lost my dog when I was in there. My dog died when I was
post that.
Yes. That was like losing my oldest son right there. You know what I'm saying? Just life been lifing. And went through all of that, got out, you know what I'm saying, dealt with the grief of losing him, dealt with just so many things, and was able to persevere and finalize the adoption. Like if I could do that, fathers who are biologically, these are your children, you should never let the law, you should never let angry baby mother or grandmother, anyone stop you from being involved in your children's life. And I told my boy this because he's dealing with that. And I'm saying some of my boys from the streets and they're like, I ain't trying to go to court. Fuck it, do what you need to do. Start a business, do whatever you need to do to show what you need to show so that you can have access to your kids and fight for your kids. And if it takes you to the 18 years old, you should have a stack of paper, a folder like that to show them how hard you've been fighting for them. It wasn't me. It was your mother. Look, you know what I'm saying? Here's every court date. Here's every dollar I spent to be involved in your life. Like, that's what you got to do. You shouldn't have to do that. There's no way you should have to do that. But if that's what happens, do it. Fight for your kids. You know what I'm saying? Don't give up on your kids. You bust that nut, my nigga. Go ahead and do what you need to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you talking, man. That's real spill right there. So right now, what's the focus?
The focus right now is HHD on deck. That's one of my pieces right here. You know what I'm saying? HHD on deck. The focus.
Where the double X at, man? What's going on?
I got you. It's on decky. Don't worry. It's on decky. I got you. Double X. I need to know your size. What's your size, bro? You medium?
I'm in a large, bro.
Large. Okay. You like me. You like your shirts a little bigger. Okay. Large and double X. Yeah. I would honestly say throughout this whole ordeals over these last few years, I started HHD in 2019. HHDs, I would say, has taken the hardest hit, along with Frontline Entertainment. So my music and the clothing. Those are taking the two hardest hits. Now I'm actually talking to my homegirl the other day and to my girl yesterday. I'm like, yo, I'm actually in a great space right now. Like, I've accomplished the goal of adoption. I've accomplished the Fed case. And I'm still on federal probation, but we about to walk that down. That's lightweight. We ain't worried about it. Everything's smooth. Like, I'm in a good space mentally, physically, spiritually. And it's like right now it's like getting back to my passions. And so HHD on deck is one of them with the clothing. I recently started HHD Solutions, where I address home solutions for homeowners. So some of all the things I learned in my 10 or 11 year journey of being a homeowner and rebuilding my house. The house I live in was my grandmother's house. When I came home from jail the first time, I got that out of foreclosure and just started rebuilding everything on it. So the house is extremely modern front to back, and I've expanded on it. I'm in the process of purchasing a list and land next to it. And those are some of the things I'll talk about to people one-on-one, and I want to talk about on platforms. Like, yo, we have to own our community. And like I said, we have to own our houses. We don't become comfortable just being a renter. We all go through spaces and times where we do what we need to do. But you need to put them sacrifices. Like, I don't know your pockets. I'm not counting your pockets. But certain people, when I started working on this house, I stopped going to the mall for 2 years. I ain't shot for 2 years. I've been fly. So my closet's up to date. It's past the date. So I don't really need to go to the store. So for all of these dudes out here, dope boys or just fly boys or whatever, you know what I'm saying, stack that bread up and own you a house. You need something to pass to your son. If I pass away right now, my son got property and 4 cars, his life insurance policy and some bank accounts and a few stashes. You know what I'm saying? That's how we need to be doing. We need to be focusing on our last name. So like I started HHD Solutions last year. I started doing waste management. I actually got into the job. My homegirl, she was working for a national company that did commercial contracting, waste management. So I started doing jobs at like Victoria's Secret, Sephora, Walmart, Aldi's. And then I ended up transitioning and started doing it myself independently. I bought a dump trailer. Started just doing that. So now you can call me. I pull a dump trailer to your house. You fill it up, whatever you're trying to get rid of, debris, waste. You're trying to clean out your house. And then I come back 24 hours later and dump that. That's HHC Solutions. And then I also went into power washing. I mean, I bought power washers for my house. Now, if you need me, shit, we can come through and do it for your house. And then this year, when I came home from jail, they were like, yo, you need to either be working or your business. Prior to me going to jail last year, I was working for the Carpenters Union. I got a job on some humbug shit with Larry. He always dragging me into some shit. I hadn't had a job in 10 years. I started working out with him, but it was paying me very well. I got some new skills with that.
Yeah.
And I pivoted from that when I came home from doing that little bit. I was supposed to work with them, but there's bullshit. And so I just added lawn care. So HHD Solutions, and HHD stands for Hugo Herdington Design. Everything's by design. Yeah. So HHD Solutions, and I'm saying I offer home solutions for homeowners or even renters who need their lawn care, need waste management removal, need power washing. But I've also learned so many different carpentry skills over these last 10 years working at this house from my Uncle Reg, who taught me everything. Shout out to Uncle Reg, RIP Uncle Reg. He passed away last year. Yeah. Man taught me everything as far as working on houses, windows, glazings, plumbing, so many different things I learned. Now, I would pay people to work on my house and work with them as an apprentice. So I'm paying you to do the work, but I'm learning as I go. Yeah. So I've been doing for people that's close to me, because I really don't want to be bothered with people. I do all right. I don't really need to be bothered. But for friends and family, I help them out with certain things. And I'm saying that they need help with. It's a lot of women, who are renting their own and, can't do this or don't know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of men who didn't have no one to show them and don't know how to do it. I'll come through, show you and do it for you. So HHD Solutions, HHD, the clothing line, HHD on deck. Yeah. And now I'm finally about to get back to the music.
Okay. So you would say is that your main focus right now?
Music or HHD?
HHD.
I say everything HHD.
Okay.
So everything HHD with HHD Solutions, as far as home solutions, HHD on deck as far as the clothing. Yeah. And I actually got a few other endeavors that I'm a brand with HHD. I actually just recently redid a whole car for myself that's all top to bottom HHD. Custom decals. People have seen it if they watch my social media. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm really into cars too, so that's one of my passions. You know what I'm saying? So everything HHD, Hugo Herdington Design, everything's by design.
That's dope, man. That's dope. So let me ask you this. When it's all said and done, you know what I'm saying, your story's done, you know what I'm saying, what do you want the legacy to be? You know what I mean? What do you want niggas to remember you by?
I don't think this story ever gonna be done, because I don't plan on dying. I don't plan on dying. I feel like we live in a time right now where you got the right amount of money, you could damn near live forever. And they're gonna transfer my consciousness into a new body with better genes. Yeah. But yeah, when it's all said and done, if we were giving me a Lifetime Achievement Award, I would damn, that's a good question. I never even thought about that. I guess it's too easy to be saying, oh, I'm a real one. But if anything, I would want to be known as a man of my word. Mm-hmm. That's the most important thing to me since I was young, is having honor, being a man of your word. And then also someone who wasn't afraid to pursue whatever it is they wanted to believe in. You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid to fail. I'm not afraid. I'm afraid of not trying. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So somebody who was fearless, somebody that constantly repped down the way, you know the vibes. You know what I'm saying? And somebody who wasn't afraid to try and go after anything that they wanted. Yeah.
So, man, we got to transition to some MC talk, man, some music talk, man.
Let's get it.
Before we get into this, I'm going to ask you this question, because you're an MC. Yeah.
And I appreciate that. I'm an MC. I'm not a rapper.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm an MC.
In your mind, what makes a great MC? Because some people like to get into album sales and drip and all kinds of things that to me it don't matter. That's cool. That goes along with it. But that ain't it.
This is a perfect question, because I have a holy grail of MCs. As far as I feel like the holy trinity of MCs, and I'm going to say why. Yeah. Part of it does include their cultural influence. Yeah. And this is why I feel like they're the top. So me, as far as the holy grail of MCs, is Hov, Lil Wayne, and Eminem. Hov is the God MC. Lil Wayne is the best rapper alive. Eminem is the rap god. All of them have, had immaculate record-breaking album sales. Right. That's necessary when you're on that high level. If you're really that good, you know what I'm saying, it would sell. You know what I'm saying? And you would have record sales. But all of them have had a history of exceptional verses. Yeah. As an MC, you have to be able to convey your thoughts onto the record. Stick to the subject. You know what I'm saying? Punchlines, metaphors, similes. Yeah. You have to be able to eloquently and cleverly deliver your verse. And delivery is very important too. They all got excellent deliveries. They all have like exceptional writing skills. You know what I'm saying? Hov writes in his head. Lil Wayne found out that Hov wrote in his head and he started writing in his head.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Eminem, all you gotta do is say his name. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's incredible. And then all of these people, they came in the game during the second generation of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So all of them were after, the Big Daddy Kanes, the LL Cool J's, the Rakims, you know what I'm saying, the Slick Ricks, you know what I'm saying, was one of my favorite. They all came after them, and then they all came right up under that Biggie and Pac. You know what I'm saying? They all came directly right after that. So they were influenced by, you know what I'm saying, all of these top legendary first generation MCs or producers. Like Eminem's connected to Dr. Dre. So he's tied into the West Coast side of it all. You know what I'm saying? Wayne came from the South, but he was heavily influenced by Biggie, heavily influenced by Jay-Z. And then all of these artists have had their hands and has given the stage to other artists that have become record-breaking, top-selling artists. Jay-Z, Rihanna, Kanye West, Rick Ross, Beanie Siegel.
Neo.
You know what I'm saying? Who?
Neo.
I'm sorry, as far as R&B. Neo. But one of his top songs collected to the queen of R&B, Mary J. Blige. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay-Z brought all these people in. You know what I'm saying? And then Eminem, 50 Cent. Now 50 Cent was gonna blow whoever, but he went over there with M specifically. You know what I'm saying? D12. Slaughterhouse, which is all evil MCs. And shout out, Big Baby put me on the Slaughterhouse. I kind of was aware of them, but she was an MC. She made me listen to them. All them niggas is evil MCs. You know what I'm saying? And then because of Eminem, he gave a platform to the Griselda from Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? So it was like he helped re-establish boom bap rap, you know what I'm saying, just by giving Griselda a platform. So it's like Eminem, not to mention with him just being exactly what the hell he is. And some people tried to take away his value because, he's white, but that was actually something that kept him down for a while, was being white. He had to be extra nice. You know what I'm saying? He had to be extra nice. And then yes, because he was white, the whites embraced him, and his sales went up. And then as far as Lil Wayne. Say about Lil Wayne, man. Like, what could you not say about Lil Wayne? Some of the most incredible verses ever written. You know what I'm saying? The man is he's just, I listen to Wayne sometimes, and it's like, I was a big fan from Wobbity Wobbity, drop it like it's hot, to real G's moving silence like lasagna. You know what I'm saying? Just think about that transition and watching him grow. And then, you know what I'm saying, every verse, every album, every this, every day, he's just gotten better and better and better. To the point, singing, and I mean, he's done it all.
So you named your three. So if you go five, who would be two more? You will put up there in
Nas, easily.
Okay.
Then after that, man, it's real hard.
Yeah. Where do you place Kiss? Because Kiss say top
Kiss
five.
is one of the people that topped in my head there. You know what I'm saying? That jumped in my head. Kiss for sure. But then if we're just naming some of it, and I would say out of the second generation. You know what I'm saying? Because we cannot take away Slick Rick. We can't forget Rakim, Big Daddy Kane. You know what I'm saying?
Got errors.
Got errors. So out of this second generation of hip hop, you know what I'm saying, those five right there.
For sure.
But we take Biggie and Pac and just put them to the side. You know what I'm saying? If you're taking Biggie and Pac, put them to the side. Cool. I mean, definitely Jay, Eminem, Kiss, Lil Wayne. Who would the other fifth be? Damn. Jay, Eminem, Kiss, Lil Wayne. Because what makes a top MC, like you were saying, for me is, yes, record sales is important. Being able to have hot songs for the club, hot songs for the streets, and I mean hot songs for the women, and then also storytelling. A lot of people forget about storytelling. Jay-Z told many great stories. You know what I'm saying? Eminem got Stan. You know what I'm saying? Lil Wayne's told a bunch of different stories, different joints, but the one he did recently with Kendrick, that was stupid dumb raw. You know what I'm saying? So like, these are all artists that can do anything. You know what I'm saying? They can rap fast, they can rap slow, they can rap inside out, they could do anything. They're full service MCs. Just like Pun. That's somebody who I will always love to add to any list is Pun. He was a full service MC. You know what I'm saying? Pun could do it all, he did it all. I feel like Capital Punishment and Yeah Baby are like two of some of the top albums that ever come out of hip hop and out of New York. You know what I'm saying? So
All right, man. So now we can transition to what I was saying off camera, man, because we talked about Kiss. Okay, so we got this whole Jada Kiss and 38 Special or 38 Special debate, debacle. For me, I like it. I liked it when it was just okay, because for me, you know, I remember Spesh before any of the acclaim and all that. You know, I used to work
Long
with this.
before Trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember recording down in Rochester with this production company called Rock Music, and he used to record with this producer named Midnight, and we used to just, you know, always cross paths with him recording down there and everything like that. Always the same dude, always super humble. You know, always same demeanor. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like people like, yo, man, I don't understand why he's special going like this. It's like out of his character. And I was like, I kind of look at it like, in this day and age, you kind of gotta shoot your gun to be heard today. You know what I'm saying? Like in this climate, it's so much going on. There's so many moving parts in music, and cats is uploading thousands of songs a day. It's hard to break.
90,000 songs.
To find your space. So I think that's what we do. You know, people saying he cloud chasing this, that, and third. Could be, but that's the name of the game today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I look at it like this. If it was just, what I don't like about it is this. Now we got just eyeballs jumping into. Have you seen what's going on now? Now it's just random MCs from upstate jumping in. It's like now it's becoming like a upstate versus New York thing, which I think is kind of I don't know how to feel about that one. I don't like that. What's your thoughts on that, man?
So this is a loaded question. So as far as Spesh and Kiss, you know, Kiss top 5, one of my favorite rappers of all time. Everyone's favorite rapper of all time, especially if you're a street dude.
Yeah.
As far as my opinion on 38 Spesh as an MC. Spesh, so I never met Spesh, right? But I've seen him at his shows.
Yeah.
I was familiar with Spesh prior to, long before Trust. When I was actually out on Bell, me and Happy took a trip to go visit Mike Pratt when he was locked up.
Okay.
And I was telling Happy how I was going to go and do an album called Out on Bell real quick while I was out on Bell. Then he like, man, it's 38 Spesh already did that. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I heard a dude, but I ain't never Happy let me listen. So we're riding up, whatever jail was going to visit Mike Pratt at, I ended up listening to Spesh on the way up there. And from the first time I heard him spit, Spesh is dope.
Yeah, super
Spesh
dope.
is super dope.
Super dope.
And if you a street dude, Spesh is ultra dope. You know what I'm saying? Because some people don't catch all the shit.
Vivid.
Like Spesh is
vivid.
As far as rappers from upstate, I would honestly say Spesh is my favorite. Easily. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Conway's dope. Damn, what's my boy name?
Benny?
No. Damn, how I forget bro name that quick. Westside.
Okay.
West got a lot of and I've known West since we were young. You know what I'm saying? I knew West before he came up with the name West. And he's been rapping just like that since we was like 14, 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I'm proud of his growth. I do have one small issue with West, but it's something personal. And I mean, when we cross paths, we'll talk about it. However, I'm proud of West. West has a lot of bravado. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not the best lyricist, depending on how you judge lyrics, but he has a lot of bravado. And he knows how to gain attention, you know what I'm saying? But he's been like that for years, so shout out to West. But as far as like bar for bar, as far as actually being what he's talking about,
right,
and what he is, like Spesh is that boy. I felt like when he said it, now first, another thing I learned from Big Baby is not to invalidate someone else's experience. I don't know the experience. He simply said, hey, shit was good with Kiss, because they had multiple songs with Kiss. You know what I'm saying? He like, ever since I did that, he been ducking me. That's what he said. That's how he feels.
That's what he said.
You know what I'm saying? Now, we don't know. Now, Kiss, honestly, if you watch Kiss, he's been super busy these last year or so with Joe, the podcast, other shit going on, Dipset, So we don't know what Kiss' schedule is looking like. But we know Kiss ain't got no problem doing no verses. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's going on. But that's how he feels. He felt like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's right, that's accurate. And I would have never expected Spesh to come out and say something like that, but we live in a time in a climate now where being quiet doesn't get you nowhere.
It don't.
You know what I'm saying?
It don't.
So because of that now the whole internet that's following is going listening to Spesh, comparing this and that, and you got all these people talking. So now the algorithm is popping. So the goal was to get the algorithm popping in his favor. He did it. So now all these niggas, all these people are talking about Spesh, comparing his versus Kiss. So that was what the goal was. It was done. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I can't say he was wrong for saying how he felt in regards to the situation, because only he's experiencing that.
Now, You might have been privy to this, but I was watching this. It was a clip of this old Breakfast Club interview. I think it was Kiss and Fab together. I think when they was doing the Jason Fresh Freddy thing.
Also, real quick, Fab is one of my.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The fact he don't get mentioned as much as he needs.
Word.
Fab's my cousin, honestly. It's my fly cousin right there. He don't know it, but he relate.
So, and Jada had made a mention because they was like, Charlamagne was joking, and it was like, I guess this is like an ongoing thing inside the industry that sometimes Jada take his time with verses, getting them back to certain people. Yeah. And Jada said, yo, I take my time because I don't really mess with you niggas like that. So when he said he take his time with niggas he don't really rock with like that, then Maul from
but he fuck with Special. They had multiple verses.
Right. Yeah. But then Maul said on a recent podcast, I just was watching that before I came here. He said, he's like, let's just get to the real, man. The real is, I don't think Jada really rock with this nigga like that. So that's where they going with it now.
Talking.
That is.
It's always people talking.
Yeah, putting fire on it.
Right. And they had a relationship prior to this, and they probably still got a relationship. Because Kiss's first response to the whole situation was, cut it out.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Kiss sound like he would do, like he was talking to one of his boys.
Yeah.
Like these dudes are extremely acquainted. They've been, you know what I'm saying, from what I'm hearing from some of the people off the side, like, they've been to each other's hood, they've been this and that. Kiss has been up there in Rochester multiple times. Kiss has been down here multiple times. Yeah. So I really, like I said, I really think that's how Spesh felt. And that's his experience in the moment. Yeah. And he said what he said, and it got the algorithm popping in his favor right now.
Right. I'm trying to find this right here. I gotta play you this right quick.
You ain't ready for this level. I'm your sensei. Never taught you all of my tricks. While I'm writing this verse, I'm gripping the fifth. Niggas like you enjoy sucking dick. They should've whacked you and kept lover. Cause on some G shit, that was my brother. Illuminati, I think you sacrificed your mother. Word around town, you and Philly secret lovers. Who giving and who receiving? Too much information, bury them heathens. And you can stop swinging from Benny Penis. You looking bad, chasing Griselda, look around you. All your day ones is gone. This the truth, not at this song. You can't deny it, you did your bitch wrong. African queen, shot in the head, and she bled. Should've been you instead. You claim the West, and you call yourself a gun, but you could never be West Side Gun. I remember when I made you.
All right, enough. Listen,
that dude was talking to Spesh?
This dude talking to Spesh. He from Rochester, I guess. I guess he got it.
Now, somebody get clapped. If you get clapped.
That's the point I was trying to make. Now it's just getting me, and that right there is just totally disrespectful.
Now if you get clapped, that's
what I'm saying. Now I see it's certain cats from Buff shooting at New York. It's like. That's what these niggas don't need no helping. These are both lyrical giants, man. Let these niggas duel it out.
That's the thing. You listen, whenever you got the circus, you're gonna see some clowns.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And that's what the internet is full of. There's a lot of useful information. There's a lot of people that were able to, get famous and get money because they had talent that would have never been on major platforms. Yeah. So that's the benefit of the internet, along with a lot of information that was hidden. Yeah. But the internet's a circus, and you get a bunch of clowns.
That's a fact.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that right there, like I don't respect that.
That's buffoonery.
That's buffoonery. Like you talking wild, crazy.
That's buffoonery,
you know what I'm saying?
man.
It's like, was that worth it? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm all about battle rapping and shit too, but it's like, come on, bro.
It's like everybody trying to seize this moment. It's come on, fam.
And it goes to show. Yeah. Spesh was big enough to say something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? On a podcast somewhere that it got people's attention. You know what I'm saying? And it just is what it is. It's really not, I would say at the risk of the relationship, but I don't know their relationship. Yeah. But Kiss is big enough that this don't hurt him at all. No. Know what I'm saying? Top 5 that are alive, and that's just off one LP.
My take is let these two lyrical giants battle it out. These niggas don't need y'all help.
But it ain't even a battle.
Or whatever they got going on.
Let them niggas do a song. Let Kiss figure out when he got time to do a verse and let them figure it out. And then let's see who got the hottest verse.
That's it.
But as far as the dissing and all this other shit, that's unnecessary. Yeah. I hate the fact that a lot of people from New York City, and like we got to put a city on, a lot of people from New York City, right? And I'm saying totally disregard and disrespect the rest of the New York state. Yeah. But it's usually people who's never been outside of New York City. Right. Any dudes who did time or who travel would never, be disrespectful to the rest of the cities of Rochester, Buffalo, Syracuse, Schenectady. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because our cities are just like any other cities throughout the country. You know what I'm saying? Buffalo reminds me of Baltimore and Cleveland, like heavy. You know what I'm saying? But it's usually people who sitting somewhere in a little project who ain't never been nowhere, who feel like that where they is at is the center of the world. And it's like, yes, New York City is a metropolis. Yeah. It's not a city, it's a metropolis. It's one of the biggest booming cities in the world. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, most other cities in America don't compare to them, let alone a small city like Buffalo. Right. But don't sit here and act like Buffalo's not part of New York State. Yeah.
We making noise right now, man.
Yeah, we're making
noise right now. I'm making noise, man. Well, yo, man, I appreciate you, man, for coming through. I just gotta tell you this, man. Listen, man. Proud of you, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching you since you was a youngin'. You know what I'm saying? You know, we go back. Yeah. You feel me? Man, just I'm proud of the way you've been persevering, man, making it through the good, the bad, man. You've been making lemonade out of lemons, man.
Oh, man.
For sure, man.
Heavy lemonade.
Word.
With strawberries in it.
Word, man. Man, tell my peoples, man, where they can find you, man. What your socials looking like?
Yo, everything on social media is Hugo Hurt. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I gotta be more active on my TikTok. My Instagram comes off of my Facebook, but everything is Hugo Hurt. As far as the clothing, go to hhdondeck.com. Right there, you can find everything. You can find the clothing. You can find HHD Solutions. You can find.
I'm gonna be on you, pause for my 2X, man.
I got you on deck. It's on decky.
How many? What colors that come in, man? You know what I'm saying? Just that color.
But this, I ain't gonna front. This was actually like a one of one. It's a specific one I did at the time.
I like one of ones.
I got you. I had a girlfriend a few years or two ago. I really tried with a relationship, just didn't go where it was. Some people was unhealed. However, she always wanted to see LeBron. Yeah. So for her birthday, I took her to see LeBron when he played for the Lakers in Cleveland, and she got to see Bronny make his first point. So it was a monumental moment. But I took her up there for the game, and I made a special HHD clothing. You know what I'm saying, for. So this was one of the 2-3 shirts I made for us to wear.
Hard.
Thank you,
man. For sure.
I'm big LeBron fan, man. People who hate on him is.
Before we get up, where you think he going?
I had no idea. Where
would you like to see him?
I would like to see him back in LA. And for them to give him what he asked for. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that makes sense. It's not like y'all not going to make the money back. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Y'all going to continue to make money off the jersey. He's still winning the top.
Not Cleveland? To end it?
You could. I thought about that.
Think it'd be cool?
I think it'd be cool to go back to Cleveland. But honestly, I feel like when it comes to Cleveland, it's like, yo, they was just so disrespectful to him so many times. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, he brought y'all first title ever. He gave you the best years of his life.
For sure.
He went to Miami for a little bit. Got titles there, got the help he needed. Then
that
came
was college
back.
for him. That was college.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But think about when you get off of work, do you want to go to Cleveland and hang around there, or do you want to go to the beach?
You want to go to MIA,
Right, because I wouldn't want to be in Buffalo if I had the chance to go to Miami.
Right.
So, like, you know what I'm saying? They were so disrespectful, but he came back, gave him a title, and this and that, like, let him live his life. Man.
Do you think, before we get out of here, do you think he want to win another ring before he get up out?
Hell yeah. Yeah.
So if he want to win another ring, this is what I say. Mm-hmm. Philly don't look bad right now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They just got Jaylen Brown. You know what I'm saying? You still got Big Boy there, Embiid. You know what I'm saying? Brown there. I think that could be something. You got the Maxey dude. Guard. That looks attractive. Mm-hmm. Spurs. What you think?
Nah.
Him and Wemby? No?
I mean, Wemby, that would be cool. The thing about LeBron is, right, when he goes to a team, the team gets built around him.
That's a fact.
And, like, granted, he's not LeBron that he was when he was younger. Things are a little bit slower.
He's still that dude, though.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's why he's in the part of the conversation. Yeah, he's still going to get 20-plus points a joint. He's still going to get that, but it's like, you know, now you have to build a team to have that speed that he doesn't necessarily have anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I mean, will he fit good with some of these dudes?
They saying he might go back to MIA. What you think?
I wouldn't mind going to South Beach either. You know what I'm saying? So if they could build something around him, cool. I would love to see him get that 5th ring. Yeah. So, you know what I mean, so he can be like just at least one under Jordan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But be right there with Ty with Kobe.
Tied with Kobe. You know what I mean? I would have loved to see him do it in LA because that's where he wanted to be at. But he brought them a title. Everywhere he went, he brought teams titles.
And I think that need to be spoke about more.
Yeah,
you know, they always be trying to, you know, throw dirt on my man's name. Yeah, he get busy, man.
Yeah, people hate it, man. People talk crazy about LeBron. They could do nothing with him on a one-on-one. People talk crazy about Mayweather. He will beat your ass. People talk crazy about Hove, and you ain't got a M. So it just makes no sense to me.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
let it go.
Word.
TylerMar.com, man. That's where you can find the music and everything I got going on, man. That's about it, man. This is another one in the can. The Vision Podcast. Mel, what's going on, man? You can tell the people, man, about that gig that's coming up, man, that you was telling me about, Brian Michael Cox Jones.
Oh yeah. So this weekend we got the Finger Lakes for the Boflo Summer Retreat. You know what I mean? Brian Michael Cox is going to be there headlining, DJing. I'm gonna be opening up for him Sunday night. So that's going to be down in the Finger Lakes. So people can go head over to the River Club Instagram and Boflo River and Arts. Boflo Music and Arts. Their website, BofloMusicArts.com. They can get the tickets and everything.
And where's that at? It's the one in
It's gonna be in the Finger Lakes. So
okay.
It's about an hour and 20 minutes away from here.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Oh man. And Cuz told me y'all had to battle against each other, right?
Oh yeah.
And I was locked up, and I ended up talking to him. I'm like, yo, did you win? He was like, man. I'm like, damn, that's
we had fun, man.
Yeah, he said it was fun as a
yeah,
kid.
we definitely had fun. But I do this, bro. I try to be humble about it, but I do this. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
All right, man. Another one in the can, man. Division.
All right, y'all.
Peace.